Ooh-wee, what an amazing World Cup it's been so far in Qatar. A really, really exciting group stage. And let me tell you something, my people, I have been up consistently at 5 a.m. so I could know everything that's going on in every single match. And let me tell you, it has been a bit of a slog waking up that early, but wow, it was absolutely worth it. Some really, truly amazing matches, some great upsets. Saudi Arabia beating Argentina. Who would have thunk it? Let's get into it. Good morning, my peoples, and welcome back to the counterattack. As promised, the round of 16 preview is here, and we are going to get through all 8 of the round of 16 matches here in this preview. We are a couple hours before my fellow Americans kick off against the Dutch, and before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I just have to say, what a great group stage it's been so far, huh? At a lot of group stages, and I especially remember South Africa 2010, it started off very slow. A lot of 0-0 draws, not too much goal mouth action, none of that. But at this World Cup, we have absolutely been spoiled. Like I said, some great upsets. Saudi Arabia over Argentina. We had the Japanese winning their group. Who would have thunk it? Obviously, we've had some pretty obvious outcomes. Brazil made it through their group. France won their group. England, of course, won their group. But if we look at it here, we have several African nations in the round of 16. A plethora of Asian nations. What an amazing World Cup. So much has happened over the last couple weeks, but I am going to try to keep this focus for you, my people. This is a round of 16 preview, so let's get into the first one, the one that's coming up in about an hour for me, which is why I'm filming this video at this time. Netherlands and the USA, my fellow Americans. The Dutch did what they needed to do in their group and finished top. We expected that from him, but the United States of America, they are the only CONCACAF nation to make it through to the round of 16, and they're kind of where I expected them. Netherlands versus USA is a matchup that I think everyone pretty much saw coming. USA finishing second in their group. I really don't think that the American team has played well for the most part so far. Pretty bang average, I would think. The draw with Wales were terrible. A last-minute victory over Iran. Well, not really a last-minute victory, but we scored in the first half, and in the second half, it was, basura, absolute trash. But Netherlands, USA, a couple minutes. Go, USA. The winner of the United States and Holland will face the winner of Argentina and Australia. Argentina, they had that very, very slow start, losing to Saudi Arabia, but they turned it on in the last 2 games. They deserve to win their group. I still say they're not making it to that final, and I don't think they're going to win this World Cup at all. But the story of this pairing is Australia. Qualifying from Asia, but there will always be Oceania to me. What a job by Australia getting out of that group. I had them finishing in 3rd place in, I believe it was Group B, France's group. I did not think the Danes would put in as horrible as a performance as they did, but well done to Australia in the round of 16 for a team that, I hate to say it, does not have too much elite level talent. This is heaven for them. Next up, we have Japan meeting Croatia on Monday, and the story of this pairing really is Japan. But let's talk about Croatia a little bit. They managed to be the old man team in their group that got out. Belgium were absolutely shocking, but we will have a very, very big surprise from that group later on. But I think maybe the story of the World Cup, Japan, so far, they have been excellent. They have defeated the Spanish, who looked amazing after their Costa Rica match, and then on match day 3 managed to beat the Germans. They have won the group, and they are rewarded with a round of 16 match against Croatia, an eminently winnable game. I mean, the way I watched both of these teams play, I think I saw both of them play all 3 matches. And honestly, I have to say, I think Japan are the more dynamic team, with Mitoma coming in at halftime, Doan, who all of a sudden has turned into a second half scoring player. What a job by Japan. Well done to them. I think they have an excellent chance of winning that tie and moving on to the quarterfinals. The winner of Japan and Croatia will play Brazil versus South Korea. South Korea did quite well to get out of their group. They beat Portugal on the last day. They are quite a similar team in the way they play to Japan. You can sort of see this. Teams from the same region, from the same federation. Oftentimes they play quite similarly. In Japan and Korea, they are the same. Such energy, such physicality to get out of their group. Well done to them. They play the Brazilians, who have suffered a lot of injuries. Neymar, I don't know what's going on with his ankle. I just read this morning that Gabriel Jesus, oh my goodness, he's out for 3 or 4 weeks. He's done for the World Cup. Alex Telles, I believe, got injured yesterday, and I think Brazil have a couple other injuries. I picked them to win the World Cup, and I really do think they'll have enough to beat South Korea in the round of 16, but the way those injuries are just building up and building up, my bet is looking very shaky. We finally made it to the other side of the bracket, and the first pairing we have up, Les Bleus versus the Poles. We love to see it, an all-European round of 16 pairing here. And for France, they did more than enough in their first 2 games to get out of their group. The third game, they made a ton of substitutions. I believe we saw Camavinga playing left back. Absolutely insane from Deschamps. But it was the third game. They were already through, but they lost that game, didn't put in a great performance. But I hope what the strategy there is to give some of these guys a little break, a tiny bit of a break going in to the knockout rounds. Poland, I think, is a good matchup for France. I think it should be pretty straightforward there. Poland were not very good in the group stages at all. They have very, very little attacking threat. No threat in behind. Lewandowski, he can't move like Gabriel Jesus or another swift forward at all. So I think the French backline will be quite comfortable. The French are very uncomfortable against teams that can hit them in transition. And Poland, I just don't think they have that. I think it will be quite easy for France to move on to the quarterfinals here. My people, we've come across the first pairing where we have an African nation, Senegal, even without Sadio Mane, qualifying in second place from their group. So proud of the Lions of Teranga, the African champions. That's exactly who they are. And they will meet the English, who had 7 points. You know, they won their group. A lot of people at Talk Sport and in England are quite upset at Gareth Southgate and his waistcoat for, I don't really know what they're angry at him about. He won the group and finished with 7 points. Was it, awesome attacking play? Other than the Iran game? No, not really. In fact, I thought England were quite disappointing against the United States, but they won the group and they matted out of it. And here we are in the knockout rounds, win or go home. And I think England have done just fine. I mean, in this tie, they really should have enough to beat Senegal, but who knows? Who knows? Senegal are a very, very good team, and they have weapons all over the pitch. As I've said before, I think this is going to be a little bit harder of a game than the English think. I said Japan was the story of the World Cup. I think I have to take that back. Morocco are definitely the story of this World Cup. They won their group. Absolutely. I don't think anyone had them winning their group at all. Who did they were in the group with Croatia, Belgium, the golden generation of Belgium, which, by the way, has shown itself to be a fugazi. Just fairy dust. Not really there. Never landed. A whole bunch of nonsense. And Canada were completely outmatched in this group, but Morocco have done so well to get out of a group that included Belgium and Croatia. Their reward for getting out of that group is a first-round meeting with the Spanish, unfortunately. The same Spanish that destroyed Costa Rica 7-0, but didn't look totally invincible in their other group stage matches. So who knows? Morocco, again, like Senegal, they're a very physical team. They're very, very organized. And they do as well. Hakim Ziyech, they have weapons as well. The Spanish have to watch out. That's Morocco-Spain, that's a little bit of a derby there, because I believe that they share a maritime border, and I think there are a lot of Moroccans in Spain. So, that's going to be a good one. We have finally made it to the last round of 16 match. It is Portugal versus the Swiss. Two very, very solid teams. I don't know if I would call any of these teams favorites to win this World Cup. A lot of people say Portugal. I disagree. I really don't think they have it in them, especially since they keep on playing the old man up top. But Portugal, they did pretty well to get out of their group and win it. I believe they were in the group with South Korea, Uruguay, and Ghana. Fortunately, my sweet Black Stars finished in last place. But Portugal made it out of there with 6 points, and they will play the Swiss, who finished in second place in their group, but they did quite well to beat injury-ravaged Serbia on match day 3. I think both of these teams, either one of them could win this tie, honestly. I can't really call it. I think Portugal maybe will just shade it, but the Swiss have a very, very good team. They don't have a lot of injuries. Brillambolo, this is the first time I've seen him really play well at a tournament. Congratulations to him. They're in the round of 16. And that wraps it up. Thank you for sticking with me, my people. The first round 16 game, it's coming on up. I am so very excited. I will see you next time. Please don't forget to slap that like button, subscribe. Take care.